So how are we dating in 2025? Like, how does that even work anymore? Because I have been single for like years at this point.
So I'm not finding any men in LA. MEN, like real men.
Where are all the nice guys at? Because y'all aren't where I'm at. I'm so sick of dating assholes.
Stop what you're doing. If you're single and you don't want to be, this is exactly how to manifest your dream husband in 2026.
The new year is bringing a lot of women in the forefront. Those who rejected dating back then, didn't date for years, are now in search of a good man.
Can somebody help me? Where do I find a respectable man in 2026 that's not going to ask me for my fucking Snapchat? Like, don't text me or send something to me that's going to disappear in 2 seconds.
Where are all the nice guys at? Because y'all aren't where I'm at. I'm so sick of dating assholes, and I'm so sick of talking to guys and immediately getting I want nice, courteous, thoughtful men to come my way. Please.
So how are we dating in 2025? Like, how does that even work anymore? Because I have been single for like years at this point, and I was thinking, okay, you know what? I am ready. I'm ready to meet my forever person. I want this. Let's go. I have no idea where to do that. I have no idea how. I don't have a regular job where I'm leaving the house every day and going out into the world and meeting people. Like, I am inside a lot. And I've tried dating apps in the past. I really did. I really gave it a shot. And everybody that I met on there that said that, yeah, I'm totally looking for a relationship was totally not looking for a relationship. So if we're not doing dating apps and we're not going out into the world to meet people, then how do we meet people? What do we do? I need some womanly advice on like how to proceed, because I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
This is a pattern with these women. They'll leave the dating scene for years, focus on themselves, chase careers, situationships, or healing, and then suddenly come back and complain about how hard dating is. What did you expect? The dating market doesn't freeze in time waiting for anyone. Men move on, options change, standards shift. She's wondering how you date today. The answer is, you don't. Because modern women have turned dating into a transactional game. Everything is measured. What he earns, what he provides, what he can do, what he brings. And unfortunately, good women suffer too. Even though they didn't do anything wrong, they inherit a broken system they didn't create, all because of angry modern women and their insane standards. The dating scene is no longer what it used to be.
I just have to know, where are the guys in 2026? I want to find a guy who actually will appreciate my front bump, my fupa, my belly, because this isn't going anywhere. I've always had it my whole life. Where are the guys that actually like that?
So I'm not finding any men in LA. MEN, like real men. And it's a crisis. LA needs to send out a citywide Amber Alert. A breed is going extinct. Please conserve all remaining masculinity and keep testosterone levels as elevated as possible.
And remember, ladies, broke men invented romance.
What? Broke men invented romance. Okay, that's a little far-fetched, but I'll play along. Why did broke men invent romance?
Because they didn't have money, so get the money.
Why is it always about money? I really want to know. So for those ladies out there that are so fixated on how much money a guy makes above all else, it seems, why? There are so many other qualities that a gentleman can offer in a relationship, but yet the biggest factor that a lot of women seem to focus on is how much money a guy makes. Why is that? Shouldn't it be more important what type of gentleman he is? If he's kind, considerate, or a giving person. And giving doesn't necessarily just mean financially. So why are so many women focused so heavily on money? I think this will be an interesting discussion, and I really can't wait to hear some of the answers.
When you see stuff like this, it's always a broke woman trying to shame men for being broke. She said, broke men invented romance because they didn't have money. And that statement alone exposes the mindset. Romance wasn't invented as a coping mechanism for poverty. Romance existed because connection, effort, creativity, and intention mattered more than transactions. Any woman who puts money at the forefront when looking for a man isn't looking for a partner. She's looking for access. That's not preference. That's leech behavior. Because Because if your primary requirement is his wallet, then what you're really saying is, what can I extract from you? And when you think about it, it's no wonder so many of these women get played and hurt. Men who lead with money attract women who are there for money, and those men rarely take those women seriously. It becomes a shallow exchange on both sides. Then, when it collapses, instead of reflecting, they blame all men. The irony is, they complain about men lacking depth, while only valuing one shallow metric: how fat his pockets are.
Torn between God is just going to send me my future husband and you need to sign up for some type of dating website because how are you going to find your husband not leaving the house? Torn. Very torn.
My biggest New Year's resolution by far is to be a bigger hater towards men. I said it.
I just found out that my guy best friend has my contact name in his phone as Crosswalk. And I asked him, why is my name Crosswalk in your phone? And without hesitation or without thinking, this man goes, because everybody walks all over you and because you're for the streets. Word.
I mean, she didn't even deny it. And that tells you everything you need to know. When even your best friend knows you're for the streets and says it openly, that reputation didn't come from nowhere. That's not jealousy. That's pattern recognition. She's laughing now, but later that laugh won't be there. Right now, everything feels fun. Attention is easy. Validation is constant. There's always someone texting, calling, inviting. The streets reward short-term behavior with short-term excitement, so it creates the illusion that this phase lasts forever. But it doesn't. Many of these women who give their lives to the streets always circle back later, looking for something real. Not because they suddenly grew, but because the environment changed. The attention slows down. The options aren't as forgiving. The men who would have taken them seriously years ago are gone, married, focused, checked out, or simply uninterested.
I think in 2026, I'm really going to start taking dating seriously. Like, I'm going to set my intentions, set boundaries, all that good stuff. Just because I feel like it's that time. You know, I've lived in Nashville for almost a year now. I turned 25 this year. My frontal lobe will be fully developed this year. I think it's time that I start taking it a little bit more seriously. Now, I'm still not going to re-download Hinge because I just have a feeling that I'm going to meet my future husband in a really romantic place like Barstool. No, I'm just kidding. I just can't do a fucking dating app. It feels so, like, wrong and performative. And, like, what are the chances of me actually meeting someone on there? And, like, the chances of me actually meeting up with someone from there? Not happening. I like to meet people on dating apps and then never text them, never meet them, never go on a date with them, but then, like, randomly run into them at the bar, like, 6 months later and then connect with them then. That's how I like to do it, just because I don't trust people I meet online. I don't trust people I meet on a dating app. I don't know who you are. You could be fake. You could be a horrible person. I need to meet you in person in the wild. But yeah, I'm going to start taking it seriously. 2026.
This is why, as a man, you should never spend 1 second of your life being sad about losing a woman. It's because every second that moves forward, she loses value. Every second that moves forward, you gain value. Literally. Wanna know what else happens every second? A new fucking batch of women is coming up. Some of them might even be more cooperative and hotter and kinder. What are you doing being butthurt about this chick? There's a better bitch on the horizon, my guy. There is always a better bitch. What makes you think that you are so lucky that you picked the best bitch out of 4 billion? You just happened to pick the very best one, and man.
I agree, especially today, where so many women have rosters. Being sad over her is a waste of time, while you're sitting there replaying conversations, over-analyzing what you did wrong, and convincing yourself she was special. She's already distracted. She's already entertained. She's already replaced the emotional space you're stuck in. And that's the harsh truth. The fastest way to regain control isn't chasing closure. It's upgrading your life. Focus on your purpose, your discipline, your body, your finances, your peace. Because the moment you stop centering women who never centered you, everything changes. Crying over someone who had backups lined up doesn't make you loyal. It makes you late to your own life.
You can't love a man if you don't respect him. And it's hard to respect this man because they're so weak. Corn addiction, vape, cigs, alcohol, cheating, 50-50, useless around the house, useless in bed. It's like, what are they even good for? Where are all the strong, real, manly men? As a woman, you're looking for strength in men. What else are you looking for? And if a lot of them are that weak, I mean, there's just no use in them. That being said, all of the men in my family, I'm Russian, all of the men in my family are, real men, real dudes, strong. They don't have weaknesses. Their only weakness is their wife. And they do everything. Pay all the bills, make women laugh, make us happy. That's their role and they love it. That's what it takes to be a man.
First of all, you can never make a woman happy, and we've seen plenty of real-life examples of that. It doesn't matter how much you provide, how consistent you are, how patient, how generous. If she has a wandering eye, nothing will ever be enough. You can't satisfy someone who is internally restless. That's not a man problem. That's a character problem. What she's really doing here is projecting her experiences. She's talking about certain men she chose, men she dealt with, men who fit a specific pattern, and then pretending that represents all men. It doesn't. But accountability disappears when it's easier to generalize than reflect. She's saying a woman can only respect a man who pays for everything and makes her happy. Think about how dangerous that logic is. Respect tied to money isn't respect. It's dependency. It means the moment the money slows down, the respect disappears. If a man has to fund respect, then he never had it to begin with. That's not love. That's a lease. And happiness isn't something one person can provide anyway. A man can contribute to a woman's happiness, but he cannot be responsible for it.
I've never been one to date, like middle school, high school, like the first years of college. Never dated anyone, never had a boyfriend, never a girlfriend, nothing. And I've talked to people, but I feel like it just never really went anywhere because I was never really that interested, especially just like in dating. Like I felt like it was kind of pointless, especially in high school. But now that I'm like of a good age where like I want to start dating, I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Like I don't know where to. I don't know how to meet people. And I don't want to do it online. And I know I can do it like on the street, but it just like never really fully feels right to just like go up to someone and be like, hey, want to go out with me? Or I never like see anyone that I'm actually interested in. But like I want to start dating. Like I'm so young and I'm like, I feel like I missed out not doing it. And I don't want to do it online. But I'm like, I don't want to be old and like, oh, I never dated anyone. Like that's so boring.
Listen, ladies, I need your help because 2026 is my year of love. I am finding the love of my life, el amor de mi vida. It's my year, okay? I deserve it. I'm a great person. I deserve love. I deserve someone who's going to love the way that I love. And I don't want men sliding into my DMs. I don't, because it's all talk. And most of you are anonymous. You don't even have a profile picture and you want me to reply to you. Y'all are wild. Anyways, ladies, whatever single man is in your life and you're like, dang, he's such a great guy. He needs a good woman. And you think I'd be that great match? Send them my way. Send us on a little blind date. Set us up on a little matchy match, okay? I'm so 100% serious. No jokes here. I'm ready to go on some dates in 2026. I'm ready to find the love of my life. I'm ready. Okay? And I'm not desperate. Like, I don't feel desperate. I'm good alone, which is why I'm still single, because I really do enjoy my peace. But I want someone by my side. I want someone to cuddle and talk to and share life with and cook meals with and just like be with, you know? Like, we all deserve that. And if you don't want that, that's fine, but I do. Okay? So ladies, send them my way. Send them my way, okay? I'm ready.
Okay, first of all, we never said that there weren't good men. If you watched our whole video towards the end, we are agreeing that there are good men. They're just very, very, very few, like 0.1%. And there's actually a girl on TikTok. I'm going to find her video because she broke it down for you if you're a math guy and did the percentages. Because if you are a good guy, but you still support other men, that say hateful stuff and don't respect women, then I'm sorry, you're not a good guy. So there are all these little intricacies, and I don't know who you are, Ramsey, but if you claim you're a good guy, then okay, we're just going based off our experience, our collective experience, our friends, other women that we know, all the stories that we've heard, things that we've seen, and we can tell you that the overwhelming majority is that men are horrible.
And I feel like instead of like a lot of men they're almost always trying to defend themselves instead of like being aware and saying, yeah, you know what, we are kind of pieces of shit, you know what, like there are horrible men out there, you know what, a lot of the violence is caused by men. They don't want to take any form of accountability. And I'm not saying it's you specifically as a man, I'm talking about men as a whole. To sit there and sort of like defend yourself like this, it's like, cool, we're not talking about you specifically, Ramsey. I know you
no shade to you.
And if you watched our video, we literally said we are aware that there are good men out there. We're talking about the vast majority, which is a very high percentage.
So now the overwhelming majority of men are horrible, huh? And as she admitted, she's getting this data from her friends, the kinds of men her friends have dated. That alone tells you everything. You're not analyzing men as a whole. You're recycling the same small pool of bad experiences from the same social circle over and over and calling it reality. The common denominator never gets examined. With these women, there's nothing ever wrong with them. No self-reflection, no pattern recognition, no accountability. If something goes wrong, the fault must always lie with the man. Always. Yes, there are good men and bad men. That's reality. But for someone to say the majority of men are horrible, one of two things has to be true. Either she's not actually looking, or she keeps choosing the same type of man based on what she thinks she deserves. And that's the uncomfortable truth. If you keep picking men based on status, excitement, money, or image, you're going to keep getting men who come with instability, ego, and a lack of commitment.